You know, one of the things I'm constantly encouraged with when we talk about issues in the world or our walk with God is that in every single way, in every single situation, God has gone before us. Jesus has made a way and he's set an example for us. You would have heard me recently talk quite a lot about themes to do with justice or solidarity. The word solidarity literally means standing with someone else or standing alongside someone else. And we talk about the fact that from a Christian perspective, actually our heart attitude needs to be we stand in solidarity with every single member of the human race, especially against subjects like injustice and oppression. But from a practical perspective, how do we truly do that? How do we really learn to live in solidarity with one another? Well, I think one of the ways in which we can do that, and this is what I want to talk about for a few moments now, is by walking the walk that others walk. Or you might want to say standing in another person's shoes. And as with everything else, Jesus has set us the perfect example of that. When we think about the wider narrative of history, we think about the wider picture of the Bible. Ultimately, what happened when Jesus came to the earth? He didn't just come to the earth as God. He came to the earth as a human. The Incarnation, that's the word that we use for that event, is symbolic of the fact that God became man. Now, we can ask the question, why did he have to do that? Why did he choose to do that? Well, I think one of the reasons that Jesus became man is that he had to become man to understand truly the plight of mankind. He had to become man to pay the price for the sins of mankind. There's a verse in the Bible that tells us that Jesus was tempted in every way that you and I are. So he is able to understand our weaknesses. He's able to understand our struggles. He's able to come alongside us. And whereas in many situations we might find ourselves saying, well, you don't get how I feel, we can never really say that to Jesus because he does. So when we think about living our own lives and we think about trying to attain this almost seemingly impossible goal of true solidarity, well, I think step by step we can do that by walking in one another's shoes. One of the ways in which we can walk in other people's shoes is to listen, to have conversation. I was watching an interview recently on YouTube, and one of the pastors on it said that the time for clicking needs to stop. The time for commenting needs to stop. He's referencing social media. And the time for conversation truly needs to begin. When Jesus walked the earth, he didn't just go around telling people what to do. He actually spent a lot of time listening. One of the reasons that he was accused of going to people's houses for dinner all the time is that around the dinner time, that was a social event. So no doubt as Jesus is having food with people, he's laughing, he's joking, he's listening, he's talking, he's conversing with them. The path to understanding truly comes from listening and conversing with people who are not like us. And the other way is by trying to experience what others experience. You know, I believe we live in a world that the system, the mindset of this world is to divide. Even when we look at some of the protests yesterday that were taking place in London, we just see this imagery of two groups, one trying to speak out for justice, another one trying to speak against that, and really trying to bring division, saying, well, you should be in your camp, I should be in my camp. That is the spirit of this world, to divide, but the spirit of the kingdom is to unite. So my encouragement to you in your way, in your own experiences, try and find ways to listen to people who are not like you. Try and find ways to converse with people who are not like you. And try and find ways to understand people who are different to you, maybe experiencing their culture or their way of doing things. It enriches us by understanding that we are truly members of the human race. So just as Jesus set us the example for coming to the earth, living as a man, may we too try to live that way by understanding others who are maybe not quite like us and trying to walk in their shoes. May God bless you.